సంగారెడ్డి పట్టణంలోని జిల్లా కోర్టులో ఉమ్మడి మెదక్ జిల్లా ప్రధాన న్యాయమూర్తి అధ్యక్షతన జిల్లా న్యాయ సేవాధికార సంస్థ కార్యదర్శి సిహెచ్ ఆశాలత ఆధ్వర్యంలో వర్చువల్ పద్ధతిలో జువైనల్ జస్టిస్ చట్టంపై ఉమ్మడి మెదక్ జిల్లాకు సంబంధించిన పోలీస్ అధికారులతో బాల సంరక్షణ శాఖ అధికారులతో మరియు జువైనల్కు సంబంధించిన పోలీస్ శాఖ వారితో శిశుగృహ సిబ్బందితో శిక్షణా శిబిరాన్ని నిర్వహించారు। ఈ శిక్షణా శిబిరంను ఉమ్మడి మెదక్ జిల్లా ప్రధాన న్యాయమూర్తి పాపిరెడ్డి ప్రారంభించి ఈ శిక్షణా శిబిరం ముఖ్య ఉద్దేశం వివరిస్తూ బాలలను హింసించరాదని, వారి హక్కులను కాపాడాలని, వారిని కార్మికులుగా మార్చరాదని సూచించారు। నేటి బాలలే రేపటి పౌరులని, ఈ సమాజాన్ని ముందుకు తీసుకెళ్లే వాళ్ళు, పిల్లలను వారి సంక్షేమం కోసం మనందరం కృషి చేయాలన్నారు। వారి హక్కులను కాపాడడానికి న్యాయ వ్యవస్థ తరపున తమ పూర్తి సహకారం ఎల్లప్పుడూ ఉంటాయని పేర్కొన్నారు। ఈ శిక్షణా శిబిరాన్ని అందరూ ఉపయోగించుకోవాలని, బాలను సంరక్షించాలని తెలిపారు। ఈ శిక్షణలో భాగంగా జిల్లా న్యాయ సేవాధికార సంస్థ కార్యదర్శి ఆశలత మరియు స్పెషల్ ఎక్సైజ్ కోర్టు జడ్జి హనుమంతరావు వివిధ రకాల బాలల చట్టాలపై మరియు ముఖ్యంగా జువైనల్ జస్టిస్ చట్టంపై పూర్తి అవగాహన కల్పించారు।
Children of the nation, children being the future of India, remain at the center of all social legislation. They are the creators of today and the future of our nation. It is the constitutional obligation also, as enshrined in Article 15(2) of the Constitution of India, that it is the responsibility of the society to make special provisions for the welfare of the children. It is our duty to inspire them in choosing the right direction for the nation's development. The law has enshrined upon us through legal services institutions to protect the interest of the children. It aims to create child-friendly environment. Our Honorable Supreme Court of India in Sampurna Behra versus Union of India on 12/10/2011 directed the legal services institutions to impart the training to the child welfare officers in the state. It is to sensitize all the stakeholders under the Juvenile Justice Act, that is special juvenile police units, child welfare officers, advocates, child welfare committees members of the Juvenile Justice Board, so that they can properly manage the children in amicable manner by saving their future by proper use of provisions of the Juvenile Justice Act and by its sincere application at all levels, and try to ensure that no child falls prey to human trafficking, unsafe migration, child labor, drug addiction and other kinds of child abuse. As per the directions of the Honorable Supreme Court, we constituted a special legal aid councils at the Juvenile Justice Board Sangareddy. As per the provisions of the Juvenile Justice Act, it is also the constitutional right of every citizen under Article 22 of the Constitution of India to defended by the legal practitioner. Acting on the directions of the Honorable Supreme Court, Special Juvenile Police Unit in the erstwhile Medak district and police officers were designated as Special Juvenile Police Officials. We have been imparting training to all the child welfare officers to strengthen the function of the SJPU and orient the newly designated officials on their role as envisaged under the Juvenile Justice Act. As the children are at the center of all development, India has developed a number of laws which ensures children's protection and improvement. Amongst other laws, Juvenile Justice Care and Protection of Children Act 2015 is a comprehensive legislation which covers the two categories of children. One is juvenile in conflict with law and the other child is in need of care and protection. The children are most important asset of any nation, and they need to nurture in a dignified manner where they are protected and have access to add their entitlement for their overall development. The Juvenile Justice Act is one of such legislations which provide proper care and instrument and treatment, development and rehabilitation of the most vulnerable children of our society. The Juvenile Justice Board also consists of the chairman and two members. The chairman will be appointed from the judicial first class magistrate who is having 3 years, not less than 3 years of experience, and the other members also will be selected who are having most experience in the education and welfare of the children, who not less than 7 years of standing, and out of one member shall be female compulsorily. As such, as per the Juvenile Justice Act, the Juvenile Justice Board as well as other officers were entrusted duties with utmost sincerity and punctuality, and the welfare of the children is the paramount consideration of the Act and the legislation. Regularly, police is the first point in contact for the children who need care and protection, and also those who are alleged to have committed an offence. Keeping in view the significant role of police with respect to children belonging to both categories, the Act mandated to create a special juvenile police unit in every district. The Act further requires under section 63 that such police officials have to undergo special training as to how to deal with the children in a child-friendly manner. As per the Juvenile Justice Act, at every police station level, at least one police officer shall be designated as juvenile or child welfare officer to deal with the children and to coordinate with the police. As per the mandate of the National Legal Services Authority, we have imparting training to all the child welfare officers of Special Juvenile Police Unit. The Act has been amended from time to time in the years 2000, 2006, 2011 and 2015 also. I hope the participants shall understand the importance of the training program and shall understand the Act in its progressive perspective and shall apply the same while they implementing it on the ground level. This training is mainly focused to sensitize all the stakeholders to empower the children by ensuring them human rights and dignity. The stakeholders shall give them an opportunity to change which is required for the growth and development of our country. The way we deal with our children lays a concrete foundation for the future generations to follow. The responsibility for the protection of our children is not alone for the government and NGOs working for it, but also a collective responsibility for